Hello my friends, I am Lux Noctis, here to welcome you to another episode of Lux Recommends. So far in this short-lived series, the stuff I've talked about has been pretty serious. So today we're going to change it up a little, by taking a look at a surreal horror comedy from the island I call home. This is Garth Marenghi's Darkplace.
I'm Garth Marenghi, author, dreamweaver, visionary, plus actor. You are about to enter the world of my imagination. You are entering my dark place.
Darkplace is a horror parody that originally aired on British TV in 2004, and its presentation is really quite unique. The bulk of the show is touted as being a long-lost series created in the 80s by Garth Marenghi that was never aired. The man whose name is in the title is himself a fictional character though, one who is supposed to be a famous horror author and the mastermind behind the long-lost show. Garth introduces every episode, and interspersed through the Darkplace portions of the show are cutaway interviews with the original cast, some of whom you might recognise from their more well-known roles.
I'm one of the few people you'll meet who've written more books than they've read. I felt I'd taken the novel as far as it could go. I guess it was inevitable that my imagination would make the move to television.
I got a script, read it, scared me senseless, calmed down but chewed, and I said to Garth, I looked straight into his face, I've never been afraid of holding a man's gaze, it's natural. I said, this is going to be the most significant televisual event since Quantum Leap. And I do not say that lightly.
The majority of the series is set within Darkplace itself, which is a hospital plagued by mysterious and nonsensical happenings. This brings along with it all of the cliches that come with the clinical setting, but takes them to such ludicrous extremes that it's impossible not to love it. For instance, here's Marenghi's take on the heroic doctor trope.
Is my daddy gonna be alright?
Your daddy is very sick, champ.
Is he going to die?
We're doing all we can. But I'm not Jesus Christ. I've come to accept that now. I've got to get this. Son of a bitch. That's my boss. Gotta go.
They work you too hard here. They should pay you a hero's wage.
You're a good kid.
And you're a great doctor.
Never take drugs.
And of course, the tropes don't stop there. With horror being the fictional author's forte, Darkplace is filled to the brim with everything you get in a terrible horror movie. And what makes it even better, or worse depending on how you look at it, is how Marenghi talks up each show as though it's an original work of genius.
Greetings, traveller. I'm Garth Marenghi, horror writer. Most of you will probably know me already from my extensive canon of chillers, including Afterbirth, in which a mutated placenta attacks Bristol. Back in the 1980s, I wrote, directed and starred in Garth Marenghi's Darkplace, a television programme so radical, so risky, so dangerous, so goddamn crazy, that the so-called powers that be became too scared to show it, and gypped me, much in the same way that women have done ever since they sniffed out my money.
I suppose there's some irony to the fact that all the talk of originality actually does ring true for the series itself. There really is nothing else out there quite like it. It fabricates a world where every element is used to great comedic effect. Take the time period. Not only does the 80s setting allow for the cringeworthy hair and fashion, and enhance the ridiculousness of the whole affair with its dated-looking sets, but it also allows for tongue-in-cheek references to equally outdated attitudes. Take, for example, the episode Hell Hath Fury, in which the sexism is taken to absurd extremes.
I can't hold these plates off much longer, Liz! Why don't you help instead of just standing there dreaming about lipstick? Holy cow! It's you, isn't it? You're doing this! I just hope Douglas makes it up here in time.
Darkplace only lasted a single season, consisting of 6 episodes. It's said that the reason it was never commissioned for a second run was low viewing figures, but in spite of that, it has slowly built up a cult following in the years since its release. Whilst one of the show's co-creators, Richard Ayoade, who played Dean Lerner, went on to star in more commercially successful stuff, Matthew Holness, the man who played Garth, has seemingly stuck to smaller roles since playing the lead in this show within a show, and I can't help but feel that's kind of a shame. I really couldn't imagine anyone else doing as well in the role as he did, and it'd be great to see him lead another comedy project as bold as this one was. The reason I'm so fond of Darkplace is because it takes the so bad it's good style of comedy just about as far as it can go. Everything from the self-aggrandizing dialogue to the stilted delivery and the farcical editing comes together to create something that's perfect in its imperfection. It's really not an easy thing to pull off, as every unfunny sci-fi channel movie that tries to execute the same kind of stunt will no doubt display. So I can't recommend Garth Marenghi's Darkplace enough to anyone who's into off-kilter humour. If what I've heard is correct, it's currently available on Netflix in the US, and you can stream it for free in the UK through 4 On Demand, which means there's almost no barrier to being able to check it out. The final thing I'd like to leave you with is a spooky reading by the man himself, that will no doubt be familiar to anyone who's ever read a terrible attempt at a twisted tale. Catch you guys next time.
Something was pouring from his mouth. He examined his sleeve. Blood? Blood. Crimson, copper-smelling blood. His blood. 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 And bits of sick,